What's up and welcome to Champions of Lore, a show where each week we talk about the awesome lore behind some of Idle Champions' coolest campaigns and characters. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here on twitch.tv/CNE Games, or later on your favorite podcast service, be Dave Walters and Erin M. Evans talk about all the Idle Champions lore that's fun to know about. If you're this live in the chat, you leave a question that I, Treavor, Bettis, will ask them later in the show. But until then, Erin, be Dave, take it away.
Hi, I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angels Saga, a 6-book series set in the Forgotten Realms featuring 3 of your favorite Idle Champions, Frida, Havilar, and Mehen. I am a content designer for Idle Champions, and I play Cecilia on Dungeon Scrawlers.
I'm B. Dave Walters. I say words about things. You can find me all over the interwebs, wherever fine streaming content can be located. And immediately after this stream, I'm leaving to go to the airport to head to England for D&D in a castle for 2 weeks.
Sounds like so much fun.
Heck yeah.
It's going to be a good time.
Also, we should probably say, hey, you just heard my sweet Raven Queen, or maybe you didn't because you're on a podcast later. Apologies for that. Yeah, we're going to be premiering songs from Bardic Inspiration Volume 3, which is going to be available exclusively in game next week. Shows over the next week or so are going to have previews of those. There's going to be another one later today for the one shot of Packet Antics. It's Return to Sender, a Pack Antics adventure, which I'm running, and we will have a song premiering before that, so be sure to get here early for the streams, because we're going to be doing this all throughout the week, and it's going to be a really fun time. You get to hear some awesome music, and there are several surprises that I think you all are going to be very excited for. One other thing that I mean, we may as well talk about here at the top of the show, before getting into fun stuff. We're going to be going on break after this episode. We don't have a return date just as of yet, but we will be going on break. That's we're finally going to sleep. We're finally
A little bit.
B-Dave will finally get the first sleep of his life since 2020.
I'm going to come back from D&D in a castle and just enter the Odin sleep. Just 7 unbroken days, 168 hours of sleep. That's
That sounds amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
Doesn't it really? Like, I realized that's when I was getting older, when I guess it was Thor 3, when they're like, ooh, the Odin sleep, he's gonna sleep for a week, and I was like, yo.
Not available to non-alien god things?
But yeah, so that will be happening. But before we go on break, we thought we would have some fun, and it is no secret that on this show that our favorite thing is a Havilar recap, and so we were like, well, what could Havilar recap? And for that, I'm gonna pass it over to Erin.
I mean, because anytime Havilar is going to share one of her stories with us, it is just the bee's knees, So that's, I realized she's like traveled a lot, and she and Frida have like mentioned some stuff, and like I met that Mehen guy, he was cool, and I just kind of wanted to was that Lorcan? Lorcan was the shady dealer. Although he's so hot, though. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to hear like her side of things and how all this went.
Well, if you're gonna be Freely, I'm gonna be Garlok.
Hey, nice to make your acquaintance.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean acquaintance? We've been doing this show for like 2 years now.
But we've never been doing this show at the same time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, hi, Havilar.
Okay. Hello. Okay. So, like Freely said, I've been on a lot of adventures with these guys, but I actually went on a lot of adventures before I even ever showed up here. And fortunately for all of us, they are contained in these cool chapbook things. And this happened a long time ago. And like I said, I've been on other adventures since all that stuff about the pirates and the goofiness and the red pandas. And then stopping Tiamat and then getting saved. And it's a lot. Also that stuff with Bailoff. I counted it as an adventure because I did almost. So
well, no, I was there. It was very adventurous. You have an extremely eventful life. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some might say too eventful, but at least it's interesting, I think. So there are a bunch of these, and I'm just gonna tell you guys about what happened to me in some of them. So this one right here, this one is the best one because do you see what's right there?
Yeah.
It's me. That one.
What? Oh, you look so cool in that picture.
Just gonna like chop. This part can go. It's fine. That's Farida. She's okay. She can stay too. So anyway, this is a book that told about how we started on our adventures. So the thing that people don't realize actually is that we started on our adventures because of me. That's right. You know I'm really good at hitting things with the glaive, but maybe what you don't know is that I am also good at trapping things. I am really cool at traps. And so I decided I was going to do a magical trap. Because, people say I can't do this, but I definitely could at least. I just don't lately, as I can do scrolls. And so what I did is I got some scrolls from this guy in the village where I grew up, which is up in the mountains. It's very boring. You don't need to go there. And this guy, this wizard Garago, sometimes would try and teach us magic, which I was not that into. But I did like the idea of I could just read a spell off a scroll and do it that way. It's a lot easier. I don't know why everybody doesn't do that. So,
because it involves reading. I mean, I just do things. I just hold my hands up and stuff happens.
Yeah, no, I don't know
That's
how
fair.
to. I'm a wizard that doesn't read anything.
How do you
That
do
seems
that?
contradictory.
I don't know. I
okay.
just hold up I'm like Freely. I hold up my hands and it does stuff.
That's wild.
Wait, am I a wizard?
What are
Sorry.
you not?
What am I not? But what I'm not is telling this story. Sorry, Havilar.
Fair.
Please. You
Anyway,
go on.
so this started because I thought I was going to trap an imp, and then that would be really cool. So I cast a magic circle, and then I did a summon an imp thing. But I didn't get an imp. I got a Lorcan. Lorcan is this Cambion. He is Farida's patron, although that hadn't happened yet.
Wait, wait, hang on. So I'm looking at that really cool picture on the front of the chat book because
Yeah.
I got it because Penelope and I have read the whole series. Big fans.
Oh.
Is that Lorcan on the front? Because
That's Lorcan, but I feel like Lorcan went to the artist and was like,
Yeah.
"Could you make me look
Yeah.
bigger and musclier?"
I don't
and
know.
Right.
He's got a
maybe,
shirt
like,
on. When I read
more
it,
of a
I didn't
dork.
picture him with the shirt on. That's weird.
No, I've met him, and again, he was undoubtedly beautiful. But no, he not that. Like, look how carved up he is. Like that guy's got like
He
extra
is not
abs.
this, guys. He's not that muscly. I feel
Yeah,
like he got
that's-
in the way and
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, yo, can I look bigger?" But what is true is that he is very objectively, conventionally handsome. I think it's mostly the pants that are very tight. But anyway, this is the thing that you should also know. This book's called Brimstone Angels, and that's a reason for that is that that's a kind of tiefling, sort of. Anyway, a long time ago, Asmodeus wasn't a god. He was just the king of the hells. And then there was this warlock, and her name is Briseis Kakistos, and everybody called her the Brimstone
Gesundheit.
Angel. I know, right? What was her parents thinking? Oh, wait, no, anyway, she named herself that, so we can just put all the blame on her for all of these things, because Asmodeus like, "I'd like to be a god. Would you like to be powerful?" And she said, "I would like to be powerful. I'll help you be a god." And so he told her how to do this thing. And she got this coven of warlocks together. They're called the Toral 13. And so all these tieflings did this big old ritual that converted the blood of all of the tieflings into Asmodeus's. So all the tieflings were Asmodeus's children, kind of, except not, it's confusing. But sometimes, sometimes your family's not who you were born to, except in this case, I don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah, no,
Anyway.
this seems like a negative example of found family.
Yes. Also, a bunch of tieflings got murdered in the process of doing this, and just in general, bad plans. So, anyway, there are devils that make pacts with warlocks. And some of them are big old nerds. They like to have collections. And so one of the fanciest collections is a Toral 13. And one of the hardest warlocks to get in a Toral 13 is a Brimstone Angel, which is the descendant of Briseis Kakistos. Because I guess people don't want to have babies with genocidal crazy warlocks. Big
Who knew?
surprise.
Even hot ones, yeah.
So, Lorcan had this magic ring, and he knew as soon as he came through that I was a Brimstone Angel. So he's all like, "What is it that you want? What are your dreams? How can I trick you?" And I was like, "Blah, blah, blah, you're in a circle, and I put you there. Ba, 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 ba." But that's when Farida came in. And I was, at the time, so excited about the fact that I managed to catch this, like, big old, because the Cambion's, like, the size of a person. And I thought I was going to be an imp. And so I was like, yes, I'm going to go tell Mahen, and he's going to be impressed. And then he's going to not make me have to keep catching dire rats, because that's really boring. And Farida was like, "I can't watch him." And I'm like, "You're already watching him. You're not watching anything else. Just stand there. It's fine." And I left. And then I didn't see the next part. But the problem was, I didn't realize what he was doing. He was convincing for Warlock Pact. So he was like, hey, yo, don't you hate living in this little town? And don't you want to leave? And isn't it actually kind of scary that you're never, ever going to be able to protect your crazy sister? Rude. Anyway, talked her into it.
I mean, I love, but that was an objectively solid argument, though. I mean,
Okay, but in my defense, I was like 17, and who isn't a crazy maniac going to get into trouble at 17?
Frida, but okay.
Okay,
right.
I'm still not there yet, so I don't know.
Hey, only one of us made a pact with a Cambion in tight pants.
That is true. You made a pact with the Glaive. You studied the Glaive. Yes, right. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the house blew up and we had to leave.
As one does.
Yeah, I don't know what exactly happens when you make a pact, but that's what I knew was Kablooey, and Farida was there, and she had this weird burn on her arm, and after that, she could blast things. So we became bounty hunters. And we were looking for this bounty, and we were heading towards Neverwinter, and I was really hoping we were going to find her in Neverwinter, because if it wasn't, we were going to have to go to Luskan. And I don't want to go to Luskan. That's where you like get murdered in your bed.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
Let me ask you a question. I've heard the Daygald Neverwinter is a treant. Have you heard that? Did you see that?
I heard that one.
Yeah,
I have heard that, but you know what? I've never actually seen Daygald Neverwinter, but have seen a lot of trees around.
Maybe you have seen him. Yeah. They are right. Think about that. He's just like he's planting allies.
Yeah.
I've never heard him say that he likes fire, and treants definitely don't like fire.
I've also never heard him say he's not a treant.
Smoking something.
Yeah. That is
I forget how that goes.
Yeah, that is the smoking flintlock, such as it is. Yeah. Right. Sorry.
So,
I keep
that's okay. So we went to Neverwinter. And the most important thing about going to Neverwinter is that we met two people. One of them is Cam. Cam is a priest of Selune, and you'd think he was very like boring, but he's also got a secret, and the secret is he's a harper. And the other person we met is even more important because that was Bryn. Bryn is basically the cutest man in the world, and I like him very much.
Oh, wait a second. Hang on a second. Wait a second. Is this that guy that later on that you and that guy? Is that guy? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that guy.
Okay.
That's adorable.
Yeah, okay, but at this point, we were both like, kids. We're both like 17, and I'm just like, why aren't you? He's in a caravan. The caravan got attacked by orcs, and he almost got stabbed. And Farida saved him, and I was like, what are you even doing? You're just kind of flailing around screaming.
I also, 17 in our world, that's plenty old. I mean, there's this like old boring story like a Romeo and Juliet, where they were like younger than that. So and they were all in love, and they didn't stab anybody with a glaive. So I think, although they were,
but I do think you should probably finish that story though.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm
Does
sure
it have a really
fine.
good ending?
Yeah, it must. Yeah, of course. Why? Yeah, they wouldn't tell me stories that end poorly. So sure.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So anyway, we met those guys, and they were also going to Neverwinter. Then eventually we got there. Also, there's some parts in here where like I was really clever and I stole some whiskey and I got Bryn to come hang out with us. And I also killed like 7 orcs. Mahan says it was 5, but it was definitely 7 because I think if they limp off and they die in the bushes, it still counts.
Yeah, it still counts. Yeah.
100%.
Anyway.
Or if there's like parts of them left, that's like multi-orc, right?
That seems fair. So here's the thing. Neverwinter is kind of a pit. Everything is wrong with it. At the time I went, there was a big hole in the middle of the city that was full of magic left over from the spell plague. And it turns out that in the hole are these things that like the Havilar, and they are like mean space whales that will melt your brain. And
I just like to point out again, I've traveled far and wide, far across the planet and other planets, into space and across the planes. Haven't found any holes that had anything pleasant in them. You're never like, oh, what's down in that hole?
Stay out of the holes.
Yeah, it's right. It's like oh hey look like candies and kittens. Like no, never.
That would be a great hole.
That would be where's the candy kitten hole? I found the plane of ice cream and milkshakes. Do not recommend. Deeply betrayed by the plane of ice cream.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Oh.
But maybe the hole of candy and kittens is gonna work when we get there. Okay. All right. No, sorry. Oh wait, I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to.
So we got Havilar that are trying to take over. And then we got the Ashmedai, which are like a cult of
Gesundheit.
Asmodeus. I wish I'd said that when they said it. That was like, we met this guy and he was so nice. He had this cool shop and he sold stuff to adventurers and he had this armor and it was amazing. And I almost bought it, but Mahen said that's too much cleavage. It's going against the whole point of armor. But I think I would have been fine. I'm very fast, but I didn't get it. Anyway, that guy turned out to be an Ashmedai cultist. And also there was this succubus there, and she actually, this I found out later, and it kind of made my head hurt. She worked for Lorcan's mom, but she hates Lorcan's mom. Yeah. So this is also when we started finding out that Lorcan is not as cool as he thinks he comes off being. So anyway, that she's trying to get something from the sovereign, the Abelepts, and the Ashmedai are mad about the fact that a different archdevil is there. And then in the middle of this, Farida decides to go ask people about how to get rid of a warlock pact, which made Lorcan mad. And it was just, guys, it was a lot. It was a lot. There's a lot of things where we were just like trying to be helpful, but then Mahen's getting charmed by a succubus, and I'm getting possessed. And yeah, okay, just for a second, let me just say, I really hate this aspect of the kinds of villains that can do stuff like that, who can't tell the difference between me and Farida. Because I don't think she was trying to possess me, that succubus, Rahini. I don't think she was trying to possess me. I think she was trying to possess Farida.
Yeah, having met you both, you do have the same face. It's a lovely face. It's
the eyes.
Right, your eyes are different, and also you're just like,
right?
And like Farida's not. Yeah.
Farida doesn't have a glaive, and I have a glaive.
Yeah.
And I have two same eyes.
Yeah, that's just like anybody that doesn't see that like isn't paying attention really.
Basically, what I know is I blacked out in the Temple of Agma, and then I woke up in the middle of a bunch of dead Ashmedai. But also I was really beat up. So then I passed out again, and then Farida was over me, and we were in like a temple, and it was, I guess, okay, but oh my gosh, you guys. So all of this stuff got very messy, involved. So basically Lorcan's mom was like, what the heck's going on? And then the succubus is like, oh, Lorcan's here to trick me and mess me up, and everybody's trying to kill each other, and they thought we were working with them, and it was craziness. And got to fight off a bunch of people who the Abelepts have been turning into like gloopy people, because that's what they like to do. And then they turned the succubus into a gloopy person, and that got even worse. And then all these Iranians showed up, and it was the biggest, craziest fight. And in the end, basically, we managed to get away mostly because Lorcan sacrificed himself. And this is the problem with Lorcan. He's awful, and then all of a sudden, he's really nice. And you're like, God, I wish you would just stay on one side.
That's like that's the worst kind of guy, because when you're just like, oh my God, he's so hot. Oh no, but he's not good for me. Oh, but he's so sweet. He's not sweet, but he's sweet sometimes. I know that's.
I've heard something about a moral compass leaving your body. I don't know what it means when it's something about hot villains.
Oh, Penelope calls them F-boys.
That's a perfect name for him.
Yeah, I don't know what the F stands for.
I'm learning a lot of things today.
That's what. You should have been hanging out with us like way more before now. By the way,
I know.
We're gonna raise a pint after this. It's fine.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So after all that, Tam got us out of Neverwinter, and then guess what? We found the bounty. And the bounty was this lady Constancia Crownsilver, who turns out to be Bryn's cousin, because it turns out that Bryn is not somebody who's descended from refugees of Neverwinter and coming back to rebuild the city, which is good because I love him very much, but he has not had the arms to build a stone wall or something. Bryn is a prince from Cormyr.
What?
I know.
didn't see that one coming.
I know. It was very upsetting to find this out because he didn't tell me, and I thought that we were closer than that. So that's where this book comes in.
Whoa! There's more than one!
No, there's like 6.
Oh, that's right. I knew that ahead of time. I was still surprised, though.
It's but that was an excellent point to leave the story on right there. You know, I'm a bard. I've told my fair share of stories. You gotta leave like a hook at the end. You gotta leave a hook where people are like, oh, I want the next Chad book.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't want to know the cliffhangers at the ends of Tusk Love though. Like, whoo.
Those are amazing.
Yeah, highly effective. Like you just got to get the next one.
A whole set.
But I was just gonna say, no, I understand, because like the flip side to this, if he'd been like, you know, hey, beautiful muscular tiefling, I'm a prince, you'd have been like,
For real.
So you found out at a dramatically appropriate moment.
Which made everything kind of hard because, okay, we got to take his cousin back to Cormyr because that's the bounty. We need to get paid. But Bryn's like, I'm not going back to Cormyr. And I was like, that sucks. I liked you. I wanted to spend time with you. But then, curveball, there's a portal that goes from Waterdeep to Suzale. And they jack the prices up on us. So we could basically afford to send Mahen and Constancia through, but not all of us. We'd have some money left over, so we got Mahen to agree that Frida and I could stay in Waterdeep by ourselves. So we did have to tell Tam that he was in charge of us because there were so many rules that Mahen said, and I forgot all of them as soon as we left.
Did you all throw a party? Because that seems like a good time to throw a party.
Well, we didn't, but we did get to go to a party because here's the thing. Tam's back in Waterdeep. He's doing his Harper business, and he has this guy that he's supposed to be teamed up with. That guy's Dahl. Dahl causes a lot of more curveballs because he's a Harper, but he used to be a paladin, and we found out later that he fell, and not for like chapbook reasons. It turns out it was kind of boring.
Did somebody trip him?
No, he stopped being a paladin because apparently if you're a paladin, this is a far away. I found this out like basically a year ago because it was apparently not my business. But apparently the reason that he felt as a paladin is because when you're a paladin of the god of knowledge, you should care about the acquisition of knowledge and not care about being right. And at this point, Dahl really cares about being right. He and Farida argue
she means a non-physical fall. I was thinking fall.
No, wait a second. I'm a paladin and I'm wrong about everything.
But you're not a paladin. You're not a paladin of Ogma. Ogma wants you to learn stuff. Ogma doesn't want you to go, hey, guess what? I'm the smartest guy in the room. Because you should want everyone to be the smartest guy in the room.
Oh, wait, but hold on a second. Wait. Garlok, are you a paladin of Ogma? Because that could be why you just hold your hands up and things just happen and you don't have to like wizard.
Am I a paladin of Ogma? I don't think I've been doing Ogma. What's an Ogma?
Ogma is like this god of knowledge that humans have.
I have met a few of them, so it's possible.
I feel like if either of us were supposed to be working for a god of knowledge, she might have mentioned it at some point because I don't think I'm the halfling for that personally. Yeah.
I wouldn't be a good one. I don't retain knowledge well. So.
I feel like Dahl reads a lot more than the both of you, except chapbooks.
Yeah. Yeah.
We definitely got to be on chatbooks.
Can he do stuff like this? See, right?
No, he cannot.
Yeah. All right. I know. I'm sure he's lovely because you love him.
So anyway, I like him okay. Anyway, so the thing is that the Harper job that Dahl was doing was finding artifacts, and he found this one. It's this page from a magic book, and it's got all this weird swirly text. And it turns out that page came from a Netherese arcanist who was famous for making this super dangerous like volcano spell, and then he disappeared, and everybody's been looking for that. So the problem is that someone buys this page before the Harpers can sneak it out, and that guy is just objectively the worst. His name's Adalakin Rand. I think he's probably a serial killer. Also, I don't want to imply that there's anything wrong with Farida because he's the creepy one, but he had a very serious crush on her, and he didn't even look at me like once. I think he likes her weird eye. Anyway.
Well, but I mean, she's like different. Like you're like, hey, I'm Havilar, and Farida's all like, I'm Farida. And look, if you're into that, I mean, that's you're clearly very different people.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, you just got the same face and father.
Anyway.
And upbringing and backstory.
So, Tam's daughter was actually one of the guards on the thing, and she helped sneak him into the party, but he was going to go by himself. And here's the thing. Tam's a very good spy, but, he's one person, and I don't want to, like, cast aspersions, but he's getting kind of old. He's got a bad knee. He's constantly casting healing on it. It doesn't seem like it sticks. So Dahl was like, you can't go in alone. You're going to get killed. I'm going in. But he can't go get an invitation, except creepy serial killer sent Farida an invitation. And she was like, I don't want to go anywhere near that guy. And Dahl's like, I will please, I really have to do this. So we all got to go to the party. And if you discount the fact that a creepy serial killer was holding it, it was actually pretty fun. I got to wear a gorgeous dress, and I took the hair down.
You look very nice in pretty dresses. I've seen that,
It was green. And Bryn and I got to have fancy drinks, and it was a lot of fun until the Jinharamal showed up, and the Chatterkai showed up, and there was a riot. And we had to get out of there very fast. And in all the chaos, I lost Farida, and I was really freaking out.
Oh.
I mean, if you lost your twin sister to serial killer party, I could see why
it would
that
be
might have
very,
been
very upsetting. Yeah,
sure.
It turned out that some bad stuff happened in there, but the good thing is that she did get away, and she and Doll got away, and Doll stole the page. So now we can find it. And here's the thing. Tam's daughter, she's like a historian, an antiquary. She likes to look at old stuff. So she was like, I want to find this archaeological site. Let's go. So we went. And we found it, and it was this underground library in like this cave, and it was very spooky. And she brought her friends, and unfortunately, we found out her friends are Jentarum because she's also Jentarum. So we all had to focus though and work together because the Netheries are worse. And we looked for the spell, and what we found instead was this book, and the book was like alive and could talk to you, and you could ask it questions. Spoiler alert: the book's evil.
Oh, that checks out. That seemed like it'd be easy.
I just want to say that book was not that smart because I asked it, how do you know if a boy likes you, if a boy acts like he likes you and then doesn't act like he likes you and you get in a fight with him? And also he doesn't tell you that he's like a secret prince or something. And the book was like, why are you asking me this? And I'm like, because it's a very important question.
Yeah.
That's, some things you just can't write down, I suppose, And
some people are book smart. Some people are, the other thing.
Anyway, this place
17-year-old boys tend not to make any sense.
Well, I will spoil that. I will tell you the next part. He did start making some sense. But anyway, this place was so cursed. It was full of ghosts and that weird book. And then it turned out there was a monster in the basement that eats people. And basically that crazy arcanist, Tark Hamas, like put his brain in the book and then sent the book around and then turned himself into the big monster mummy thing. And it was all a big trap for other wizards or something. I don't understand wizards. This is very complicated. You should just stab people. But anyway, while we were looking for that spell so that Evil All that All Can Ran can't find it, Brandon and I had a conversation and he told me that he liked me and I kissed him and it was really nice.
Oh.
So after that, we were boyfriend and girlfriend.
That does sound lovely, yeah.
And I got to set a lot of traps and beat a bunch of Netheries. And in the end, the other thing is all this time Lorcan's been in the hells getting tortured and Farida's been freaking out trying to save him. And I'm kind of like, maybe you could just leave him because, devils like that sort of thing. He's probably fine. But anyway, she yanked him out.
I think the devil's like doing that sort of thing. They don't like having it done.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, she yanked him out, and then we had to keep Lorcan with us and keep him hidden from his evil sister, who also was in Neverwinter messing everything up, but she didn't really talk to me, so it was fine. And then we did get out. We found the spell. We blew up the whole library, which Doll was very conflicted about because that was a bunch of knowledge. But also, you can't let the Netheries have spells that make volcanoes appear and blow things out of the sky. That's just good sense. Yeah. So anyway, that was that. And then we got back. Oh, that's right. I forgot the worst part. We got back to Waterdeep, and I was like, Mahan is going to be so freaking out. He's going to be so mad, and we're never, ever going to be able to leave again. But instead, what we found is that there was a letter from Cormyr that were basically like, we've arrested Mahan. Because they really want Bryn back. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Bryn, it turns out, not just a prince. He's like third in line for the throne, and it's a big mess, and people keep getting murdered.
Guy have?
So he's like an important prince. Oh,
yeah, okay. Yeah. I thought he was just like, 15th in line for the throne. And like in the sense of there's chapbooks where like somebody eats some poison soup and then everybody dies and then some swineherd gets to be king. Okay, sure, you're in line for the throne. But it turns out it's not that many people that have to eat the bad soup for him to have a big problem.
Yeah, no, that's like one shady banquet, really, and like, boom, you're the king. Also, I feel so bad for Mahan because it seems like a lot of times he's just like home worrying about his daughters, and then just like trouble just comes to him. Like the rest of us, at least we like go places and things go wrong at the places we're at, but like stuff keeps going wrong where he is.
He went to Neverwinter. He did invite that one.
Yeah.
He's the one that talked to the succubus first, and then. The other one, he went to Cormyr, but I'm gonna put all that on Cormyr. But he didn't know we were in trouble. So
should have been a safe assumption, but I realized I guess he was still learning who his little girls really were at that point as they were learning who they really were.
Yeah.
Sort of a coming of age and orc killing narrative.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Because I think that was a big part of our lives at that time. We were trying to become grown-ups and the hen's like, maybe you don't though. But guess what? you can't actually stop it.
Yeah, you kind of can't protect him forever, you know? I mean, although I'm still with him on the fact that Frida should at least consider taking that sword with her. I mean, maybe just hold on to it, you know? I mean, I know she's more
I
like
don't know, man. Have you
know?
ever sparred with Frida and the sword? The
Yeah.
number of times that you just like, you make a nice easy strike and you're expecting her to kind of block it, and then the sword gets knocked out of her hand and it goes flying. It's not zero.
It's not zero, but you know, there's ways.
It's also not 10. It's a lot.
It's yeah. Maybe I could like help her out with it, because sometimes like there's this like sword that like made out of like shadows and stuff that I can just like maybe she's like a shadow sword, because I know that she likes doing all the like stuff that I like that too. But you know, you could
I don't think I've ever held a sword. There, you're making a good argument for me to try a glaive, but it's like really tall.
You got some little arms, but that's all right, because you know what people don't know. It's mostly in the hips. It's in the hips.
That's true.
With the that's where the power comes from. Yeah.
Really, it's more about like hips and stance.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
I might give a glaive a shot. That we'll see how that goes.
I mean, Havilar is by a wide margin the expert, but I've glaved once or twice in my time. You know.
You are very nice at it, I think.
Oh, thank you. Wow, that's high praise for coming from you. Anyway, you were telling the story. Sorry,
open, but that's fine. Okay, so that gets us to here. This is when everything goes completely bananas.
Bam, bam, bam.
Because here's the thing. On the way to getting Mehen out of prison, while we were stopped in an inn, some stuff happened. Well, first of all, some stuff happened with me and Bryn, but that's private. But while that was happening, Frida was messing everything up. Well, okay, let's be fair. Lorcan was messing everything up. They got in a big fight, and she was really upset with him. And at that point, his sister showed up, and she wasn't supposed to be able to track Lorcan. Frida had made a like protection spell around him, except it meant he could not go very far away from her. And then they went and found one of his other warlocks to ask for something, and it turned out that his sister Serchi had gotten to the warlock. So him and Frida had a fight about him having other warlocks because she knew about it, but then she did not like seeing him flirt with this other girl. And then Serchi showed up right in the middle of that and was like, hey, yo, I'm going to murder him. And also I know that you have a sister, because it turns out nobody knew about me. I also had a protection on me. That's why nobody came and bothered me before Lorcan or Frida. Also, Frida had the same thing. Anyway, so Serchi's like, now I know where your sister is. I'm going to take her, and I'm also going to murder Lorcan unless you want to make a deal with me. And Frida was so freaked out that she agreed. She agreed to a deal where we'd be protected until we turn 27. I don't know. That's like a special number for devils or something. But 2 problems. 1, she did not clarify what that means to protect us. And 2, she forgot Bryn, which rude. But anyway, I came in to go fight that devil because I heard some commotion. And Bryn was still getting his pants back on, so he didn't come in the room. And Serchi swooped us both up and Lorcan, and then we were gone. And the next thing I knew, I was waking up in a forest. And we figured out where we were.
You know, I thought I was the only one that it was just like, I just got so used to it, like, oh, I just wake up somewhere, and I don't know where I am, but it's time to do some hero. And this seems like this happens to you a lot, too.
This was the worst one, because we woke up and I was like, why do my arms feel weird? And then there's Serchi, and she's giving us potions and stuff. I was so mad at Frida. And then we we realized we were outside Waterdeep. And she was like, oh my God, this is horrible. What happened? And we got down there and we went to the secret Harper tavern that we knew about. And she was like, where's Tam? I need to talk to Tam. And the lady who's the contact was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then Dahl came up and he was like, oh my God, where have you been? And it turned out that we've been gone for like 6 years or something.
Wow.
Like just gone. Yeah. I was really angry. Like it was just like poof, gone.
Wow. No, that's a thing that hasn't happened to me. Like, I mean, well, I say it hasn't happened to me, that my life has been fairly linear, but I keep like getting stronger and getting weaker and then getting stronger and then getting weaker. Like, I mean, I just every day I wake.
That looked into, I think. There's probably some kind of like chronomancy stuff happening.
You know, probably, but it's like really frustrating because remember, I really like the and then every once in a while, like you can be like, but then I'll try that and it doesn't work, and it's just like
those all were surprisingly accurate sinister it sounds.
Yeah.
You are an excellent
You
wizard,
would be
sir.
like a voiceover artist for sounds.
Well, I mean, I am a storyteller. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Sorry,
So anyway.
I feel that pain. 6 years.
Yeah, it turns out
Wow.
protecting us meant holding us in the hells in a kind of stasis. And then we didn't know where Lorcan was either. We just had, like, I got some potions to get my muscles back, but I could not work the glaive. It was so frustrating. And I was so mad at Frida, I didn't even talk to her. And Frida got some kind of magic necklace, which was super unfair. I didn't get a magic item. So they were like, okay, we're going to get Mehen to come. And they got Mehen to come, and he was so happy to see us. And that was almost scarier because he didn't yell. He just cried.
Oh.
And worse, I saw who came with him. It was Bryn. Bryn came with him, and I was like, oh no, I still love you. And uh-oh. It was very hard and embarrassing.
Oh.
And anyway, so Frida was really feeling bad that she'd messed everything up. So, but then also Serchi's like, oh yeah, by the way, remember our deal? I'll protect you and you owe me a favor, and I won't murder Lorcan or take your sister. And so Frida had to do the favor, and it turned out the favor was that she would go and help, guess who? Creepy serial killer and Dolican Rand!
Bum,
You know,
bum.
It's almost like you can't actually trust those devils because they
No.
sound so nice when they
No.
say it. They're
Right.
always like, all you have to do is sign here, and I'll deal with everything. And you're like, oh yeah, I mean,
I immediately trusted him when he said that.
right.
Yep.
You know, again, if
You got when that, like I said, when they talk in that convincing voice, you don't listen.
yeah, you're like, yeah, no, I got, but maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, that's how they get you though. That's how they get
They're
you.
very tricky.
I understand.
Anyway.
Mhm.
So she disappeared, and because he was doing a thing that was collecting all of the people who have sparks of chosen magic in them for Shar, because he's gonna suck all the magic out and give it to the dark goddess. And so she suddenly had this ability that she could see people's souls and see like whether they were chosen or not, and also whether they could be corrupted. That seems to be the more important aspect. And I was so mad. But when she got teleported away, that necklace that she had, she gave it to me because she felt bad, and it was not a good peace offering because she got 7, I forget, a bunch of years of my life sucked away. But anyway, the necklace broke open, and it turned out Lorcan was trapped in the necklace. And so Lorcan and I left to go catch Frida. And what I didn't realize at the time is that Lorcan was really angry at her. And he was like really, really angry. So anyway, he keeps trying to convince me that I should be like, screw Frida, leave her behind. And I am like, what is your problem? Why are you like this? Oh my God, are you in love with my sister? Because I think so, guys. Honestly, the thing that I like about Lorcan, okay, is that eventually he realized he can't use the convincing voice on me. It doesn't work. I already know that trick.
Yeah.
So we are a little bit friends, but then Bryn caught up to us, and I was like, you need to just let me do this because I don't want you to baby me. And then he's like, fine, we're all going together. And so that was that. We were going to save Farida, and I was very, it was awkward because I still really liked Bryn, and nothing was working right, and then Lorcan's just right there all the time. But then all kinds of stuff was happening in the camp because also when Frida got teleported, Doll came with her. So Doll was stuck in that camp too with all those chosen. And Mehen found out we left, and then he chased after us with a bunch of Harpers, and they ran into some Red Wizards because the Red Wizards also wanted all of the chosen powers. It was a mess. And finally, I found out what Lorcan was so mad about was because he thought that Farida abandoned him. He said, like, you'll protect. When I said that she made a deal to protect us, he thought I meant me and her, and he didn't realize I meant him and me and her. And so then he realized he was being a big dummy, but not before he went and gloated at Farida and also trapped Serchi in the same thing and was just being a big pain in the butt. So then he had to come help us.
He does seem as dramatic as he is comely.
It's the pants, I'm telling you, 80%.
It's you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah. What's Balot's god in the tight pants? He shows up. Yeah, that guy. He's always like, hey, Balot, hey, what's up, bro? Yeah, he also has impractically tight pants.
I feel like they both would be a lot more comfortable if they just went with some, like...
I really like robes. They should try a robe. I mean,
Hey.
it's very freeing.
There's a lot of stuff here where we're all heading towards that internment camp, and Farida and Doll are trying to figure out how to escape the internment camp. And the important part, though, is that we got attacked by a Vezareb, and I killed it with my glaive, and it was great because I was having so many troubles with it, but then I just did it. I found the groove. I found the groove, and I killed it, and I was covered in goop, but it was great. I didn't care. And then Bryn freaked out, and he was like, "Don't get hurt. I missed you so much." And then we realized that we both felt the same way. And then we had some other private time that you don't even know about. Anyway, we finally got there, and we had to break through the magic wall that was protecting the camp. And then we got in there, and they had figured out that that everything was built off of this super powerful tower. And there are all these like waters that let you see into the future. And there was a chosen of shore. And the only way to get out was we got to blow up the whole tower. But if we blow up the whole tower, everybody's going to die. So we had to all go underground, and it was very intense. And there was a part where I thought Farida was dead, but then I went with her, and then we had to go into the Hells with Lorcan to escape. Anyway, we got out. And
I would just like to say I appreciate how many of your adventures kind of culminate with like, so we got to blow everything up. Like that's not.
There's a lot of problems that fundamentally need to be solved with magical explosives.
I've been saying this for years.
I did not realize about the world when I was growing up in Auditorium. I just kind of thought the glaive is it. But the glaive solves the small problems. Magical explosives solve the big problems.
Well, the glaive solves the problems within arm's reach.
Yeah.
And then explosions solve the rest of them.
I like it. That's also somewhere in here where Farida found her other chosen of Asmodeus power, which is when she does that Brimstone Angel thing. It turns into a big, scary, like, fire-winged devil that scares everybody. Which was very handy at times. And we killed Adalakin Graham. I think he didn't come back, maybe. And then the only thing is that at the end of all of this, Farida told me, Farida figured out she was a chosen of Asmodeus, which was very upsetting. But then at the end, she's like, "I'm not going to lie to you anymore. I'm not going to try to hide things to protect you. So you need to know I think you are also a chosen of Asmodeus." And that was a big deal. It was also came right on the heels of finding out that Bryn got engaged while I was trapped in the house. And unfortunately, I feel like we're out of time.
We are out of time, but now I don't know things.
Well,
but this is the book where everything gets real messy real fast, but also gets a little fixed.
That is a pretty good picture of Farida. So by extension, it's similar to a picture of you if you were wearing a pretty dress, but that is like a
little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I would have noticed someone was painting my picture and smiled pretty.
That's true. Yeah. Also, your arms would have been like,
and there'd be a glaive.
Yeah, but
not like this. That's a silly way to hold it. It would be like this.
Right. Yeah, but for anybody that wants to know the rest of what happened, those chat books are still available. You go and you get them.
This one. They all have Farida on them. But I'm in all of them, and I do some amazing stuff. Especially this one. I had to do a lot of stuff and figure out a lot of stuff on my own. I want credit.
Here's the thing. It's I think those are called genre conventions because remember I told you Farida's got that whole thing that you don't have, and so that's because you got that thing. So that's if they just put you on the cover of the book looking just like yoke, they'd be like, no, that girl, she's got this all under control. But they put Farida looking pensive on the cover, and then everybody's like, oh, now I want to know what happened.
Oh, that's right. We talked about Beowulf's friend. Look, he's on the back of the cover too.
You can kind of see his tight pants.
This is an artistic rendition because I don't think he ever actually came to Jard Thymar. I think he was messing around with Doll somewhere else.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's half my life at least. And if you are interested, you can find those chat books. You can put them on your little, your magic e-reader thing.
Yeah, the magic.
Or
magic
someone can tell you the story in your ear.
You can get a scroll.
Which means ebooks and audiobooks, guys.
Erin, thank you so much. That was fantastic. That was absolutely fantastic. I do want to get a couple of questions in here before we got to take off. Martin,
God, people might have questions.
I know, right? Martin, our awesome mod, actually has a question. B-Dave, where did you get that awesome shirt?
It was a gift.
Really cool.
So, yeah.
Let's see. Jamin Unyielding question. Havilar, do you know Asmodeus' brother Jazarin? He's actually pretty cool. I think you'd like him.
I do not try to make it a habit not to talk to those guys because, again, the convincing voice. And when they get real powerful and you don't listen to the convincing voice, then they start doing stuff. Well, maybe.
I spent about 300 years with Asmodeus. I'm good. Good on him. Good on his family. Good on all of it. No, I mean, but I got to spend 300 years fighting him though. It's kind of unfair because he's pretty tough. But I mean, I get him. I'd be like, and then he'd be like, "You're dead," and I'm like, "Oh man!" And then he's like, "But you're back to life again," and I'm like, "Ah, yeah." We got him eventually though.
Persistence.
Whittle dropped the Tarrasque on him. Yeah.
That
Oh.
seems like the best move.
That same Tarrasque. That's why I didn't want to hurt her because like we were friends. We fought Asmodeus together. Why are you eating my friends? But you know that's.
When you start getting multiversal, the canon gets very confusing.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I don't even try and keep track of it. I just do things.
Yeah, when my friends faced Asmodeus, they had to take a magic house out of there. That's weird.
Technically, I helped save him, I guess. So he basically owes me one, is what I figure.
I got bad news for you. He's not going to be repaying. Yeah.
I mean, that's what you think.
Let's see.
Now I gotta go look for Asmodeus again.
We can do that this weekend. I think it will be fun.
Well, now I got a flying castle. You, me, Penelope will take him. It's fine. We got him.
The lurking writer says question and points to Lauren. Since you're the producer of the show and all three are portraying their characters, you might make a great DM for a glorious one shot.
Then we'd have our Kira with us. Yay!
Yay! Lastly, lurking writer comes back and says, question, was the volcano spell "the floor is lava"?
I think that's what they should have called it, because the floor was lava and the walls were lava and the ceiling was eventually
That's
lava.
a lot of lava.
Yeah. We had to make Lorcan cast it because he had more of the fire damage resistance, and he was still very rough afterwards.
Lava mess, yep. Well, I think that is unfortunately all the time that we have for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Erin, B-Dave, where can people find you and your awesome work?
You can find me on Twitter at Erin M. Evans. You can join me on Mondays at 1:30 p.m. Pacific for Concentration Check, a co-writing space. You can listen to me with these guys on our podcast, Writing About Dragons and Shit. New episode just came out.
Yep, with Ed McDonald.
It was a lot of fun. And, you know, once more, since you're going on hiatus, I'm going to say it one more time.
Do it.
You can pre-order my new book, Empire of Exiles. It comes out on November 8th. It is sorcerer librarians and investigators in a murder mystery that should not have been possible.
I appreciate I had managed to grab the screenshot that like the way it came up on the screen. It says Empire of Exiles, but over at Havilar explains it all. That's gonna be the audiobook. The audiobook.
Oh my god, a Havilar recap of Empire of Exiles.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love
Especially
it.
because it'll be things that she also heard and was not present for. So you know,
it'll be like her
time.
telling you about a chapbook she read.
Exactly. Super sending you that picture right now. Yeah, B-Dave Walters. I say words about things. You can find me all over the interwebs and occasionally on television, wherever fine streaming content can be located. And for the next couple of weeks, I'll be on the other side of the pond. So I always was up and tweeting at odd hours. They're going to be odder hours now. I don't know. Follow me on the Tweetagrams at B-Dave Walters.
You can follow me on Twitter at the Treavor. There's an A hiding in there, and you can also find me anywhere the All Champions community is, because I'm the community manager. That's where I'll be. Thank you so much to Martin for moderating in the chat today. Thank you to Lauren for producing, and thank you to Code Name Entertainment for letting us have some fun talking about some D&D for 93 episodes.
Right?
Which is pretty wild.
We could only have made it to 100.
I know.
But maybe when we come back.
There's still time. Yeah.
There's still time. If you missed any part of the show, you can catch it later as a podcast on your favorite podcast service.
93 episodes.
Mm-hmm. And even though we're going on break, leave a review. That's still important. Do that, because that's how people are like, hey, we want to hear more of these awesome, cool people.
Yeah, it only works if you hit the 5 button.
Yeah, if you hit anything lower, your phone explodes. Yeah.
That's where the Netherese Arcanist spell is located.
Yeah.
On 4 and below stars.
Yes.
So don't end the world.
And like I said, be sure to check back with a bunch of streams this week for previews of Bardic Inspiration Volume 3. And come back today at 1 p.m. for Return to Sender, a Pack Antics adventure that I am running. Lauren, V, and Mars are all going to be in it, portraying actual Kobold champions from the game in it. So that's going to be really fun. It's going to be really wild. So I hope you all are there to check it out. But yeah, that is going to do it for this week's episode. So until some point in the future, Champions out.